Good evening, VPG. Welcome back. It feels like only yesterday that we're here, because it was, and we're going to be here again a lot over the next 8 weeks. So you might as well get used to it. Welcome to night number 2 of the VPG season number 16. And tonight, I mean, without further ado, let's just get straight into showing you what we've got, because if you hadn't already guessed, we are dominoless tonight. So before you leave, just see what we've got in store for you, and then you'll probably end up staying, because match number 1 has got one of the UK Premier's top teams and favorites for one of the favorites for that trophy. It is FG taking on Peligro. That is your opening game tonight. 6-0 winners last night, FG. Peligro drawing 1-1 to our beloved Liberty PCW. So they're not in our good books at the moment, but they can make a statement tonight. They are playing 5 at the back. I can see on my other screen. Game number 2. Not that I'm judging. I'd be playing 7 at the back against those boys. Game number 2 is Torment taking on Phoenix Esports, and that again is a UK Premier game. We are concentrating heavily on the UK scene at the moment. 24-team league. It's going to be a belter, and yeah, Phoenix we know and love. Torment we don't know too much about, so welcome to the channel for those boys. Great opportunity for those guys to make a name for themselves tonight. And then we move over to the VPG Esports Premier. Of course we do, you know by now. And it is Casapia, aka Grow Up, taking on Rote 2 Fell. Rote, one of the most free-flowing, attacking, creative teams I've ever seen in my 2.5 years doing this, and cannot get enough of them. They're taking on Casapia, who, to be fair, kind of fit the same bill, so that one should be a banger. And then the main event of the evening, Alte taking on Zurich, and those two teams just speak for themselves. Let's go back, though. Let's go back to these two sides. Peligro taking on FG. Again, Peligro not a team that we're massively know a lot about. There is confirmation of that front three. DS10, former Phoenix boy, taking that side on in the cam position as gaffer, as captain. They are hosting FG, who were rampant yesterday, and you might be able to know why, because there's certain shells up front. We are getting straight into the game now, so that's great news. But this one, bookies' favourites are FG. Of course they are. Torment know that. Peligro know that. It's been a long day. But it's a real David and Goliath story here. And I think we just call it. We just call it for what it is. And there's absolutely no reason why Peligro cannot cause an upset here. FG are only human, we think. They certainly weren't yesterday. That 6-0 win against Phoenix as well, so against a good side. But like I said, one of the 2 or 3 favourites, I think, for the championship this year, and again in a massive 24-team league, the UK Premier this season. And you might be about to find out why. Peligro, though, at home, with it all to do, and let's see if they're going to be up for the challenge. Yet to stream them. And here we go. Kojo might be in here. He's through 1-on-1. Can he put it away? He can put it away. First blood to Peligro, and 8-Ball, shut up talking about FG. Now is Peligro's time. Slightly against the run of play. Kojo will not mind whatsoever. He kept his cool. He had acres to run into. It was almost like an old school USA penalty kick from the halfway line. He had acres to run into, but that is a cool finish. And FG, I mean, they're playing at the top level as well, and if you give that ball away in areas like that at the top level, 9 times out of 10 you will be punished. And that is the beauty of these 2 leagues we bring to you tonight. Both of them top levels, both of them top ballers on both sides. What a start. Great opening. And it's the first game of the night as well for both these sides as well. So a great start to the night. Dilvix, though, one of the key players. I mean, they've got 11 key players, do FG, but certainly up there as a creative spark. And FG will need to get at least a goal if they want to get anything out of this game already. And not many would have thought we'd be saying that in the opening 15 minutes. Temper to the gaffer, DS10, Jord. Peligro happy to put their foot on the ball now. FG almost doing that half-court press before they go into a full press here. And Koros has got in the corner. He manages to play his way through, gives it to Temper, who goes long to this near side. Dean Smith is there, playing at left back tonight. Usually a native right back. Jord. Brad Sheeran, looks like he's playing a stocky centre-back build. Kimmy Season gives it to Sam Cooper. The ball's going to fall to Bailey Ince. Koros and well just about managed to get it out. And I tell you what, it's Kojo's onside here. He squares it across to Temper. Oh, what a save. What a save by Waddy, but what a counter-attack. The running from Kojo and the ball through near post, Brad Sheeran. The ball through to Temper. Nothing wrong with that finish, but Waddy, he's in that category of world-class goalkeeper. That is what he does. Ball comes in near post. I mean, it was a great header, a little glancing header at the near post. It just happened to go straight at the goalkeeper. And this is a basketball game, boys and girls. Sit back, enjoy. Kimmy Seasons on the edge of the box for FG. Incurcio comes across, gets a goal kick for his side and a chance maybe just to breathe, because I feel like I haven't stopped for 22 virtual minutes. I'm sat there looking at my coffee thinking, yep, good stuff. Pellegrini. Dispossessed. Back with FG. Jack 7. Great ball down the line. Akers to run into. Is the fullback. Takes a deflection from Shaney Mack. It will be a corner. Good defending in the end, but that could have ended up anywhere. Instead it goes behind for a FG corner. They're taking their sweet time. Again, maybe just catching their breath. Bailey Ince comes in. Mickelback heads it wide from point-blank range. 6 yards out for a man of his goal-scoring talents. It's got to go down as a bit of a sit. I've seen that man score a hat-trick from centre-back on stream before. We know he knows his way around the opposition penalty area. Porridge. Down the line to Kimmy Season. Dispossessed by Visuo. Good tackle. Stabbed over the top. Mickelback heads home to the grateful Waddy, who again just taking the sting out of this a little bit, because Peligro are happy to match the pace set by FG in those opening 5-10 minutes. Here is Shells, who's barely had a sniff. Jord gets in the way, but Jack 7 wins it back for FG. Here's Bailey Ince breaking into the box. Very dangerous player. Edges is Jack 7, stabbed over to Dean Smith. Up from fullback, keeps it in, but Shaney Mack dispossesses. Does well until he gets to Jack 7, who has turned over possession about 3 times in the last 3 virtual minutes. Here is Shells looking for his strike partner, Sam Cooper. It's not Espunia, by the way, in case you saw that lineup. For those of you in the know, Espunia is a centre-half. Just got the usernames wrong there, apparently. But it is Sam Cooper partnering Shells up front, who, at the moment, have not had too much to sing about. C. McKinnon. Down the line it goes. Temper turns back inside, looking for his strike partner. Doesn't find it. Dilvix takes it under pressure and restarts back with Porridge. Stalwart for this FG side, who have been there, done that. They have been in this situation many a time. Shells to Dean Smith. Onto that left foot. Cuts back. He might still be playing with a right-footed build. And we get the buffering cursor of doom. Both of these sides streaming in 720 tonight. So I do apologise for the slight lack of quality. Shells into Sam Cooper on the volley. Blocked. Peligro slightly under the cosh here. So it's going to come straight back to them again with Jack 7, who's had a great first half. Not a great ball. You can see what he's trying to do, though, because the men are over on this far side, and it is Kimmy Seasons. He has got tricks for days. Cuts back onto the left, thinking about crossing it in, decides against it. They keep the ball on the deck. Jack 7 back to Kimmy Seasons, shifts it onto that left foot, and I mean, Nathan, he guessed the right way. Not that there's much guessing anymore for these goalkeepers, but he was there. He didn't need to dive. The ball stuck to his gloves like a magnet, and yeah, Peligro remain 1-0 up. Jordan there dispossessed, but Dilvix gives him one back. 1 minute to half time. Peligro 1, FG 0. Sam Cooper looking to change that though, but Incurcio there once more. Dilvix there once more. And is there a sting in the tail just before half time? Tried to slide that through, but Jordan there does really, really well. And an absolutely frantic first 45 minutes. Brings us to half-time, boys and girls. And if you're anything like me, I mean, I kind of need a breather from that because, yeah, that was intense. That was intense. And normally I would say that that type of energy, that type of basketball-style game would normally suit FG. But tell you what, Peligro, minus that chance at the end, they had a chance from a corner as well, did FG. It's not been one-way traffic as some may have suggested at the beginning of this, and it's reverse psychology, Peligro. You're very welcome. But Peligro, boys and girls, expect FG to come out flying in the second half. That is all I'm going to say. Good luck to both sides as we kick off this second half. FG a goal down. In the all-white from left to right. Taking on Peligro. A goal to the good. Early doors from Kojo. And then don't forget, Temper had that massive chance as well to double the lead. World-class save needed from Waddy. Not the first time we've said that. Shells drops the shoulder. And that's a fantastic save by Nathan. Tipped it round the post against one of the best in the world. He will be replaying that for weeks to come, I assure you. But he may have to be called into action again. And I'm sure he will be at some stage in the next 40 minutes or so. Dean Smith was the last man back, and Kimmy Caesars is the second last man back. Shows his versatility, the wide man. Good defending from him. Here is Shells, who saw that chance get tipped around the post a short while ago. Looking to create. Oh, RFG. Shaney does really, really well to get back at that one. Heads it behind for another corner. FG have looked good from corners so far. What can they muster up here? Bailey swings it in. Here is Brett Sheeran this time. And again, it's straight at the goalkeeper. He'll say it's positioning. Right place, right time. He won't mind that. Dilvix slides it through, but Koros is there and manages to get it out through the press. Brett Sheeran's committed to that, but it's going to come straight back at him. And here we go. The long ball just slightly a bit too long, or is it? Kept in nicely by the goal scorer and current match winner, Kojo. World. I don't think he knew what to do with it there. Stuck in two minds, I think. He's done fantastically well to get back, and yeah. They're at that stage now where do you chuck it forward or do you keep the ball? You're 1-0 up against FG. Not many teams will be here this season. Shells on the overlap. Is Kimmy Season. Goes near post, and it's another fantastic save from Nathan. Best player on the park currently, keeping his side in this. They have come up against a quality goalkeeper by the looks of things. And right in the nick of time, if you're a Peligro player or fan. Keeps his side. 1 goal to the good. Jack 7. Interchanging passes on the edge of the box. Tame, and I tell you what, he went down as well. Nothing given. Tame in the end. But how long can Peligro hold on? They do look very dangerous from counterattacks as well. Don't forget, but FG just look very dangerous. Here is Shells 1-on-1, and I tell you what, Nathan's called his bluff again, and we're just getting the Shells versus Nathan 1v1 battle right now, and it is the number 1 who's coming ahead. And speaking of coming ahead, Kojo might be putting his side 2 ahead against the run of play. They won't mind me saying at all, but the only thing that matters is that scoreline in the top left-hand corner. It's Peligro 2, FG 0. FG, they just don't know what's hit them at all, and it's 2 counter-attacks and an inspired goalkeeper. Wow. And you would have got extremely good odds on this. DS Must be a very, very proud, happy gaffer right now, but there are still 23 minutes to hold on for his side, because FG have looked extremely dangerous throughout this second half. Shells to Sam Cooper. Jordan Coe there. 20 minutes remaining. Temper does well, but no bones for them to pick off. World clears after doing really well to win it back in the first instance. It will be another FG corner, keeping the pressure on. What have they got in their locker? They've got a free man, but they've got a flying man in goal. Nathan, once again, great stop. Good positioning, didn't get caught under it. I mean, distribution, questionable, but field position at this time. 20 minutes to hold on for Peligro. I mean, I'm saying that. Look at them. They're counter-attacking with this man, Kojo, who has been in sensational form tonight. And we spoke a lot about it last night. You just need to be clinical when you're playing these top teams. And clinical, Kojo has been. I mean, Temple was also clinical, but that's what happens when you play against a world-class goalkeeper. Apparently, there are two world-class goalkeepers on this pitch tonight. Swings it in. That's a quality ball. Mickelback recovered well, but tell you what, Peligro looking for a third. It's going to fall nicely on the volley to Mickelback. They've got runners through. What a ball that was from Bailey. Shells gets taken down cynically. I mean, it was a professional foul, but he wasn't even close enough to press the professional foul button. It should be, yeah, it is a straight red. Okay, they didn't have that in the top left-hand corner. It is a straight red card for World. I don't think his manager will mind that one too much. You don't get the little red card in that top left-hand corner anymore. Anyway, here's a goal from Balians from 25 yards. Game is very truly well on. And don't forget, Peligro are now a man down. FG smelling blood. 12 minutes remaining. What a start to the night. Topsy-turvy game. World will be cheering his team on in the group chat, I'm sure. Here comes Jord. Surely they've got to play for time now. They did commit a few men forward, but maybe enough to stave off this attack. Although look at all these white shirts pouring forward. Topsy-turvy it certainly is. DS10 goes long. It's been their weapon. It's been their main weapon. And it's worked so well for them all night. And why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kimmy Seasons. The rest of the league will be presumably cheering Peligro on here, because a defeat for FG at this early stage is exactly what those around them want. Taking points off one of the big players of this league, and that would put Peligro on 4 points from 2 games as well. They did draw against Liberia PCW last night too. Kojo gives it to Temper. Jord, great football from the boys in blue. Brad Sheeran comes across, clears it. They can't get anything cooking. I tell you what, Shane Mack will not mind that whatsoever. They have been solid at the back. Don't get me wrong, the man of the match, of course, can only be one person, but the rest of the team have dug in deep as well. I mean, it's shortchanging Kojo, but Nathan has been unreal. Now, we're looking very close to stoppage time. Can the 10 men of Peligro hold on? Ball comes in from Kimmy Season. Mickelback flicks it on. Dean Smith almost gets on the end of it. 1 more minute to go. Porridge, 2 Shells on the overlap is Dean Smith. Swings into the back post as a man free. Heads it down. It's Sam Cooper in the 91st minute. From the knockdown, the dive-in header. Peligro hearts have been broken by FG, and there's a reason, boys and girls, why these guys are one of 2, 3, 4 favourites in this league, and that is why the never say attitude. I mean, if you'd asked FG if they would have accepted a point at the beginning of this game, of course they would have said no. They're always, it doesn't matter who they're playing, they're always looking to win. However, they will that will feel like a win for them, because they well and truly met their match in a very, very good Peligro side. And I tell you what, I will not mind watching these boys again some other time in the season. We said we're going to follow the UK Premier this season, 8 weeks worth religiously, and those boys are welcome back on anytime. FG2, Peligro 2 is your first match of the night. I mean, I'd like to say it only gets better from here, but we're going to struggle. We are going to struggle to top that one. That is, I feel like they put on a show specifically for us there, boys. It does have to go into extra time and own goals. We won't go into that, but if you need a reason for that, it's to do with all the stats, the auto stats. It's not picking up draws, so they've just gone into extra time there to score an own goal or two. I can't remember what it actually does, but yeah, a point apiece, which FG, I'm sure, at the beginning of the game wouldn't have been happy with. They'll be ecstatic at the end of it. And Peligro, of course, you can go back to that red card. You can go back to them converting that free kick in the first instance, because Bailey Ince really did drag his side back into that game. But it's just the quality. It's the quality that FG possess. That will be a good watch back. I do tend to watch the games back, but that will be a good watch back. I'll watch all of that one back. Right. It is the return of one of our favorite teams, Phoenix from up north. They'll be taking on Torment, who, again, we don't know too much about, truth be told. So looking forward to seeing them. We have had them on the channel before. I think we maybe had them in a UK Premier game. We maybe. I have no idea where. Right, okay, yeah. He's now started streaming. Sorry, guys. Let's see if his is in better quality. It's not, so we'll stay with Phoenix. Sorry. Right, as I was saying, I'm sure we've had Torment on at some stage, but Phoenix, I think, maybe hold the record for the most appearances on a stream. I'll move my face out of the way so you can see confirmation of that front three for Torment. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. That's enough time. Just being nosy now. We'll talk about Phoenix. 6-0 loss, which I'm sure they'll be so thrilled for me mentioning. Last night to FG, who we just saw, and you can see why. A little bit of a change around for this Phoenix side, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks on these boys. The return of Joe Boy is absolutely massive. He is their leader. He is their central centre-back. And, I mean, for as long as I can remember last season and maybe some of the season before, he wasn't playing. He wasn't available. So they'll welcome him back. What that does do then, it gives them a really good problem because they've got 4 very good centre-backs. So it looks like they've pushed Mad Bad Harkey, who for me personally is one of the best centre-backs in this league. He then moves into centre defensive midfield, plays alongside Bran, and again you've got Obi, who's a very good centre-back, a very good CDM, playing out wide. So I'm very interested to see how this one looks. They've got Benny, they've kept Benny, which is just a fantastic piece of business to keep him in this side. They've bought Tiki back, which is absolutely massive, and Paddy, who I always say is such a high IQ player. Doesn't mind doing the hard yards. I can see his build at the moment. He's not playing on finisher, and that does not surprise me at all. A real team player. So the cut and thrust of it, they've got that spine, do Phoenix, but they've got some players who I think need to have a big season to almost kind of prove their worth into slotting into this system, to slotting into this team, because Phoenix, I'm sure you know, and I'm sure these guys know as well, is a massive honor to play for, and a bit of a sleeping giant as well. So they'll be looking to do the business tonight, especially after last night. And Torment, I mean, they'll have their reasons for wanting to pick up the win, of course. What more so reason do you need than being on stream? That's all. That is all. Santana in CDM is their gaffer. Is probably the only player I actually recognize in that side. We've had monkeys on here before. Zed, him, and Cam as well. C Stocks maybe, but the rest of these boys, welcome to the channel, and no better stage to make yourself well. I mean, just ask Nathan. Just ask Nathan in the last game. Well and truly made a name for himself, and hey, your time is now. Torment versus Phoenix is up next. UK Premier. Let's head over. You can't see him. It would have been nice if we were on opposite sides, Joe Boy and I, but he's a lot more handsome than I am, so I'll have to stay over the top of him. As you can see, we are getting into the game as well. And if you are new around here, welcome. As always, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and of course, Pro Clubs Weekly, as if you wouldn't be, obviously. But we do have 2 more games after this game, so do stick around. Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for the next 8 weeks, boys and girls. Drink it in. Drink it in. All right, let's finish this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go then. It is Phoenix to kick us off from right to left in the all white. Torment in the black with red trim from left to right. Like I said, if we can, not even top, if we can match the vibes from the last game, doesn't necessarily need to have the 4 goals, just the vibes, I will be more than happy. Tiki, through ball to Broads, cuts it across to Phoenix. Benny, oh, how has he missed that, Benny boy? Oh, that is a sitter. That is a sitter. Early signs are good though for Phoenix. Cut that Torment back line open like a hot knife through butter. Over the top it goes. Monkeys is on the chase. Good feet from him. Cuts it back to Zed him. And again, good feet from him, but lacking the options, so we'll come back. Torment happy to put their foot on it early stages. I mean, they know what a good side Phoenix are. I think Joe Boy's reaction behind my camera said it all when Benny missed that chance. They want a good start. They want to put some wrongs right from yesterday, and they know it's such a competitive league. Brand does well there. That you need to pick up the goals. You need to be clinical when you can, because there's just no easy games. There just isn't. The standard is so high in these 2 leagues that we are following at the moment. The VPG Esports Premier and the VPG UK Premier. They're Premier for a reason. Paddy through to Obi, gives it to Broads. Paddy breaking through, and it's cleared off the line by Garbaz. And Phoenix happy to take the throw. 2 big chances for Phoenix early on. Neither of them converted though. Is that going to be the headline? Broads looking to drop it back. Monkeys does well. I mean, he tries to beat his man about 6 times. Here is Benny instead. Slips does well. Gives it to Zed. Man on the overlap on that left-hand side. You can tell how much he wants to play it to him. And there it is. Sets him on his way. That's a world-class pass. Good run from Monkeys, who originally did win it back to the byline. Cuts it back. Slips. Back sticks. Wins the header. Knocks it down to Mike Dunn. Monkeys is there with the first-time shot. Slots it away. It's their first sniff of goal. And it is the first goal. Phoenix will be kicking themselves. They know fine well. And it's kicked out our cameraman. Of course it has. Is it going to be one of those nights, boys and girls? I'll try and rescue this. I'll try and rescue this. Straight back in. Joe Boy's gone. That's a double whammy. He is gone. Now, I'm not sure what the protocol is here. Just to confuse you all, they have swapped kits. Why not? Why not? I mean, Santana is also playing in an unstable connection as well. Welcome to EA, boys and girls. I mean, they are playing on. I mean, what can you do if someone gets kicked out? There's not really too much. It's so unfortunate. We're getting a dodgy connection on here as well. Tiki, through ball. Great through ball to Obi on the overlap. First time ball comes across looking for his opposite flank. Monkeys is there, the goal scorer. What a finish that was, by the way. Made absolutely no bones about it. Slotted it home. First time. Great finish. And don't forget, that came from that ball over the top from Zed. Two Monkeys, actually. And that's a great ball. Fran comes across. Don't forget, they've got that CPU now playing at central centre-back. Santana steps into the attacking third from CDM. Mad Bad, it's given away. Slips is there. Brand tidies up. Obi playing as any, of course. Mad Bad Harky looking for the runners. Finds Paddy. Comes back. Keeps the ball nicely. Broads drops the shoulder nicely. I think he had more time than he realised there. They do manage to get it through. Do torment. Their tails are well and truly up now. Hit them with that double whammy. C Stocks. Santana. Slips. Good football from the boys in white here. Playing against almost 10 men. 10.5 men. Mad Bad Harky showing his defensive qualities there. He's playing in CDM tonight. Gives it to Benny who had that gilt-edged chance. Tiki. Expected him to find that pass on the left-hand side there. He doesn't, so possession is turned over. Bran and Co do well. I think Phoenix are just happy just to not be under the cosh and keep the ball. So Obi is playing as that any, so now he becomes the left midfielder and the central centre-back. That is not going to be fun for the rest of this game. A goal down as well. Torment are they're in a good place right now. Slips. Good feet from him. Inside to Zed. That boy looks like a bit of a baller. Finds Mitch. Breaks into the box. Looking for edges. Mad Bag Hargy he's got a shift to do. I tell you that for nothing. Looking for the out ball. Doesn't find it. Obi does well. Benny, unusual pass. But again, Mad Bad Harky is there to tidy up. He is going to have to... I mean, it must be difficult when you're playing in that centre midfield position because you want to go forward. You're a goal down, but there's so much defensive responsibility on that man. Phoenix definitely need to work this one out at half-time. I mean, if they pinch one here, they have looked quite good in front of goal until they've actually got to the finish. Benny does find its way through to Tiki. It's absolute 6s and 7s at the moment. The ball goes behind for a corner now. If they could find one here, it does change the team talk slightly. There are only 3 men in the box, though. You'd think they'd chuck men at this. They've obviously got a plan, and the plan... Oh, it was so close to working straight at the goalkeeper, and that probably sums up the first half, truth be told. A lot of Phoenix chances, just not taken, and they got hit on the counter-attack, and what a counter-attack it was, by the way. Monkeys eventually with the finish there. First time slotted it past the goalkeeper. No chance for him. And then they lost Joe Boy. So a bit of a double whammy. Phoenix with it all to do in this second half. But I think the cries at that halftime team talk will be, we're still finding ways through. We're still creating chances. And they've created chances all throughout that first 45 minutes. They just need a bit of end product. A bit of end product. Turn these Torment boys back towards their own goal and just give them something to think about. Because at the moment, they're sitting relatively pretty. They're a goal to the good. They're playing against 10.5 men. I mean, I know which camp I'd rather be in right now. Put it that way. So, all to do for Phoenix. But Torment are they're in the driving seat at the moment. And they're possibly in the ascendancy, especially if they keep that man on the ball, Zed, who's been brilliant so far. Perhaps man of the match in that first half. Here is Mitch, cuts inside. Santana does very, very well. Great feet from the gaffer. Mike Dunn. Oh, he finds an inspired Bailey who tips it onto the post. It stays out as well. And now on the counter-attack, Tiki over to Broads, who is offside. And maybe that's what this game is going to look like in the second half. Torment having the majority of the possession, as you would probably expect at this stage. And Phoenix reduced to counter-attacks. Mitch into C-Stocks, gets the shot off, and I tell you what, I mean, I was going to say they're getting closer. They're technically getting further away, because that save from Bailey onto the post was as close as you're going to get, but that one whistled past the post as well, and Torment aren't knocking at the door. They have got a barge pole, and they are trying to smash that Phoenix door down. They've done it once already. And I fear a second for them might be enough to see off this Phoenix side, who so far have created the chances, just not put any of them to bed. Broads, I think the intended target was that left midfielder. And if Santana's connection stays this unstable, there might very well be a reason for him to hang this up, and then we're not going to see any of this game. So fingers crossed. I mean, he's playing well for someone on this unstable connection. Fair play to him. Signs of an absolute baller, because he's had some sweet feet so far in this game. Benny steps in, wins it back for Phoenix. Phoenix in the all black, a goal down. Could be more, to be fair. There is Santana again, the cameraman, looking for the through ball drilled on the deck. I think if it was over the top, I think they would have been laughing there. Again, willing runners. It is Tiki looking for one of the strikers. Mad Bad Harky, he's a centre half. Very, very high up. Couldn't find a through ball, and again, just lacking in that department are Phoenix. They are at that detriment of having a man kicked out. That does need to be taken into consideration, but take nothing away from Torment, who have been... It's been a 50-50 game, to be fair, but Torment, I think, have had the better chances, and crucially, they're the side who put the ball in the back of the net. So that's how the game sits at the moment. Poised nicely, though. I like this from a neutral point of view, anyway. I'm sure Joe Boy does not agree with that sentiment. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The fact that there's not a reconnect function. Yeah, Santana's gone. Santana's gone, and I genuinely don't think anyone's going to be streaming this. Yeah, because he's watching that as well. I don't think anyone else will be streaming. It's unfortunate, boys, but what can you do? What can you do? I mean, Joe Boy's doing the searching for me. I mean, we can go and just watch another game, I guess, just to see us through, but I don't really want to... I mean, it's pointless being on here to just watch that, I guess. Absolutely no idea who Heritage are playing here. I don't know who SAS are. Could probably work it out, or we could go to Prolific again. They're playing SBBS, and that's only really just kicked off, so they are 2-0 to the good. But unless we can get another stream up, it kind of just leaves us with this. I don't want to leave the stream without a game, but I'll pose the question. Prolific then. Taking on SBBS, who we met in person in the summer. They were at the UK LAN. Very good team, by the way. When we saw them in the VPG UK Premier, they did not have the best of times. And I tell you what, since then, they're not a side who always gets results. But I tell you what, their football, their philosophy is really good. I've been given a. I mean, I'll check this one because this could be it could be one of the best stitch ups I've ever seen. Just someone plugging their Twitch channel. Why? Thanks, mate. Yeah, really helpful. Thanks, buddy. I mean, specifically, we'd like to get back to the game that we were calling. It was sat very nicely on a knife edge, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it, boys and girls, so we'll stay with this one, mainly because it's all we can get. I mean, I don't want to wish ill on Phoenix, but I kind of hope it stays 1-0 just so we don't miss any of the goals. But again, like I said, game was poised very nicely, was on a knife edge. We'd followed it all the way through and then let down at the last second. We thought it might happen. We thought it might happen. I mean, I'll try again. But no. He is full on gone. That's not helpful. I mean, he found it somehow. Phoenix did equalize, so there is confirmation. I mean, the stream was a goalkeeper stream, but I mean, we would have taken it. We would have taken it. I mean, there you go, boys and girls. Welcome to EAFC 26 in the Big 2-5. Right. Let's take that back. I mean, we'll pick it back up. Don't worry, we'll pick it back up. I mean, congratulations to Phoenix then, because everything was against them there. Dug out. Mo, I don't care, mate. You stitched me up there big time. Yeah, they dug out a draw, dug out a point, and fair play to. I'm sad we missed it. If anyone knows the goal scorer, let us know. And we'll give you props on the channel. But let's go and find the next game to stream, because it is a big one. It is a big one. It is Cassiopeia taking on Rote Tufel. And like I said, Rote Tufel are a very, very good side. And Cassiopeia, I mean, welcome to those boys. Welcome to the VPG Esports Premier. We followed those guys pre-season, and they looked very good, very good. So it's a bit like Porto Salvo from yesterday. Very interesting to see what those boys, just how they approach this season, because they're a very good footballing side. And usually what happens is those very good footballing sides come into the VPG Esports Premier and try and play very good attacking football, and subsequently can't match the best in the business, because not many can, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see if they have to change their weapons up, or just how they approach this season. But they're going to be a good side to watch. And we've got our first 1080p stream as well, which I feel like we need. I feel like we need after that. You could see it coming. You could just feel it in my bones. I've done this long enough now, chat. I've done it long enough. I could feel it coming. It's like I always say. It's like I always say. I genuinely don't think I could stream whilst playing. Like I need no further excuses to play badly. GSK reckon Castle will win. I mean, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. That front three, there's not many in world football better. And I do think they go slightly under the radar as well, because Rote tend to drop off towards the back end of the season. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no rhyme or reason. I've said for a few seasons now, the likes of Ixie, Machiavelli and Arquez, name me a better front three. They need to be winning things now. They're at that stage in their careers where they've been at that top level for so long now that they actually deserve to be picking up titles. Is this going to be the season that they start? Let's find out. Can you reschedule games in VPG if you have 4 people? If you have 4 people, just give up now. It's the second day. You can reschedule games, it's not in the first week. So no. Specifically no. And it's the middle of the night, so no. Talking about Casapia then. Let's move my fat head out the way. Phoenix, Banas, Johnny are the two danger. I mean, Payro, again, we saw these boys in pre-season, so we've seen them on this game cycle. Again, talking about front threes, that front three is dangerous. Phoenix just historically, but I think Diogo was that main man. He was the one putting those attacks to bed for Casapia during that pre-season, in which they did get promotion into this league. You have to go through the playoffs to get into this league if you're not in that kind of top 12, which Casapia were not, but now they're in that top 24, and that's all that matters. And then very interestingly, Chisato, once of Famalicão fame, that wide midfielder, he is now in CDM with one of the best in the business. It is Dieguito, who we are a massive fan of, by the way. So again, Casapia / Grow Up, they've got the boys to do big things this season. Very, very similar to Porto Leao, who gave Mad Army, again, one of the season favourites, a good run for their money yesterday. Taking on Rote Tufel, who I can't speak highly enough of these boys. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a belter. If this was the main event, I would be more than happy with that. But just before we go in, because they are going in, the main event is this one, boys. So stick around for this. Alte versus Zurich on straight after this. Gally, good evening. Good evening. Oh, it's Peppo. It's Peppo. What a legend. Good evening. Thank you very much for keeping me company as well. I am domino-less tonight. It's not a good look on me, I know, but what can you do? What can you do when the big man's busy? What can you do? Yeah, so just me calling it tonight. We've got 2 more games. First game tonight was sensational. Go back and watch it. Second one, don't bother. It doesn't end very well for us. And then the third and the fourth are going to be bangers. I could just feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Come on then, let's get this one underway. It is Casapia from left to right in the all black. And Rote Tufel, one of my favourite sides to watch. Very entertaining side in the white with black shorts from right to left. Look out for that front three for the boys in white. Machiavelli, Ixie and Arquez. And it's nice to watch a game in 1080p. It should be a requirement. That's just me being greedy, because we didn't even get a game that finished last game. Ixie to Machiavelli. Arquez, back it goes. The Germans happy to keep it early doors. Didish. Marv, inside it goes to Ixie, slides it through to Machiavelli. Oh, good save from AMB. The signs are there, early doors for this Rote side. Again, two of those front three combining in the first 6 minutes. Is this a sign of things to come? Ball comes in. Ixie onto the edge of the box. Boss is there. Picked up again, recycled with Daedesh. We know that man loves a goal. He went on a mean goal scoring form on stream. Exclusively on stream. Last season. Kampf gives it away to Franklin Saint. Legend is there. Sweeps up. Dex goes long. I tell you what, it was calculated, but Ricky Dunyo comes across. Here is Brucko. Breaks into the box. Cuts onto that left foot. I thought he was going to go back onto the right, but it looked like he was actually taking the shot in the end. And they will do well to get the goal kick there because it was a good press from Casapia. But 12 minutes in, goalless. Both sides just feeling each other out a little bit. Fisher jump down the line, but the gaffer of Casapia is there. Banas Johnny, a very, very good technical player. Brucko can't keep it in, runs into the crowd for a hot dog. We'll restart where we just came from with Peppo in goal. Oh, he's giving it away, Banas Johnny! Peppo's dug him out. He's in the chat as well. Peppo, son, take a bow. Take a bow. You have dug your centre-half out there. Banas Johnny, gilt edge. What can he do to make amends? Fisher Jupp does well because that ball was coming across. Wow. Wow, you don't see that very often. We always say at this level you have to be clinical. Rote are a side who like to play out from the back. Does come with its risks. That was certainly a risk. Here is Arquez. Back sticks is on. Headed down. Oh, A and B. Right place, right time. It was a perfect knockdown. I think it was Machiavelli who, again, you had put your house on scoring from there. A gilt edge chance apiece each for both of these sides. It should be 1-1. It's currently 0-0. Damn these world-class goalkeepers. Right then. Let's see if either side can beat one of these goalkeepers, because we had this yesterday. Keepers keeping the game at 0-0 at 1-1. They need to be nerfed. Ixie, edge of the box. Gives it to Marv. Machiavelli goes for the curler from 25 yards. A and B once again, his third save of the night. Equal to it. And distribution on fleek because he's picked out God Rafa, but Kampf comes across. Chisato picks up the ex-Fama man. Exchanges passes with Phoenix and goes one more over the top. Stab to the back post. He just went a bit too early. Rote once again will start from the back and will play out from the back. And probably will mind me say, oh, here we go. Phoenix has got half a yard. Legend comes across. That is what Legend does very, very well. He is your out-and-out big centre-half. And speaking of which, Boss just absolutely bullied one of the Rote boys out of the way there. Phoenix stabs it into the back post. Headed down. Oh, he was inches away from that. Inches away from locking on. Doesn't know, and Rote just playing with fire a little bit at the moment. They can't seem to get much cooking. Casapia doing very well picking up these loose balls. Truth be told, though, it's just slightly sloppy and not what we expect from Rote because they've been caught on the ball once again. They go into touch this time, probably just for the best. Arquez looking for his strike partner. Boss will come across. He's having a good first half. Chisato tried to flick it on. Machiavelli picks up the loose ball. Here is Marv waiting for that overlap on the left. Uses him. Cuts inside to Ixie. Gives it to Daedesh, but Ricky is there again. Possession given away. Picked up nicely by the boys in white. Rote. Within shooting distance now as Brucko comes across. Dispossesses and off. Casapia go with their gaffer. Banas Johnny. Playing in cam tonight. Can also play striker. Chisato can also play winger, we know that. Down the line to Phoenix. Dex does well, helping out his defense. Down the line, sets off Arquez to Ixie. This front three looking to combine for arguably the first time. Banas Johnny picks it up in a dangerous area. Fisher Jupp is there. Dispossesses, off they go. 5 minutes till half time. Goalless so far. I mean, at this stage, we're just happy that we've got a stream to watch. The Discord's going a bit wild. Just making sure no one's getting aggy. Phoenix. Long way from goal for the centre forward. But that's Johnny battling away, though, overlapping his striker and looking to return it. Can't do it. Once again, it's back with Peppo. Goes long-ish this time. But once again, falls straight back to Casapia. That is a slight worry for Rote at the moment. They're struggling to play through the thirds a little bit. The good thing about Rote is that they can mix up their weapons very well. If they need to go direct, they can go direct. If they need to counterattack, they can counterattack. And if they want to play it on the deck, they can play it on the deck. Just maybe not today. It's just something's missing. Something's missing. It's just not working for them. However, it's still goalless against a very good Casapia side. They are away from home as well. You can see there they've had the lion's share of chances too. But goalless at half-time. There's no one really in the ascendancy here. It's such an even game, and truth be told, we kind of knew it would be. I did think there'd be a couple of goals because both of these sides are so good going forward. They've got such good front forward players. Just something not clicking. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the goalkeeping buffs. I'm not sure if you guys are enjoying them back home, but from a purely mutual person sat in a commentary box, I hate it. I love the goalkeepers not being able to save every bullet from close range. Just made it feel a bit more human, but now. Tonight has not been great, has it? I mean, what the stream is doing is looking for the person who has dashboarded. There's confirmation. Oof. They're getting their stats. It's yeah, it's finest, boys and girls. I don't have anything to say on because I'm tired of being so negative about EA in this game, but something has to give because we can't just keep doing this. We can't. It's just silly. It's just silly. Effectively, what's going to happen here then is everyone's going to go back out the game, and I think they're just going to have to play the first half. Everyone gets full stamina again, and we're stuck waiting for them to get back into a game. So it is, Arquez. It is, mate. It is. The problem is, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's exactly. Nothing's changed. I've said it for years. They've had the same issues for years and years and years now. They don't do anything about it, but when they then do all the adverts for the games, they're like, oh, this brand new motion or this brand new skill move. Look at the blades of grass. Look at the sweat on their head. We don't care about that. We just want a game that works. I'd rather have FIFA 17 graphics, but this didn't happen all the bloody time. It's painful is what it is. And it's just going to put people off the game mode when they have to continuously do this. And it's a game mode already where a lot of people are already just a few nights like this away from sacking it off anyway. So EA really do need to be careful, but they're just not doing anything about it. They'd rather concentrate on all the new foot cards than actually making a game that works. So there's my 2 cents. You didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give you it anyway. Hello, Mads. I'm not sure if we're on speaking terms yet or not, Mads. Luckily, we won yesterday. Luckily. Yeah, exactly, Peppo. Exactly, mate. You know, I think if you did a poll, especially of the clubs, of the actual clubs community, you'd probably get 98% agree with you there. It's just common sense, isn't it? But EA think we want all the graphics, all the sweat, all the blades of grass. Just want a game that works. Yeah, of course, Mads. Of course. Hopefully you're getting on all right tonight. You've joined us at a time where I'm in a cranky mood because, yeah, one of our cameramen got kicked off the last game, and 22 players got kicked out of this game at halftime. So we move. Right. Olte and Zurich are going to need a tag here. Right then, it is the second half. There weren't any goals, so we're just going to pick up where we left off and pretend that didn't happen. And off we go for the second half. It is Casapia in the all black, shooting the exact same way they did. Maybe they just really like shooting the ways that they were shooting beforehand. They all get full stamina back. Ugh. But we've got a game. More than can be said for the second. I mean, Legends just picked up where he left off, trying to give the manager a heart attack. They do play through the press, maybe for the first time this game. Arquez looking for Machiavelli on the overlap, does not find it. Those two just not linking up as well as they normally do, but when they are quiet is arguably when they're at their most dangerous. So beware if you are a Casapia player or fan. God Rafa to Chisato. Thought about swinging it in. Keeps it on the deck. Dieguto. Fisher Jupp steps in. It's going to fall back to his feet. Good feet from him. A very good player, by the way. Machiavelli picks it up. Holds it up well. Great play from him. Didash. Down the line it goes. Boss steps across, who had a fantastic first half. A great battle between those two. That's what we like to see. Arquez coming out on top this time. Ixie looking for that reverse ball. I don't think Arquez could get onside quick enough, but they do force a corner, which arguably is the next best thing. Five men in the box. Looking for Legend. Heads it down to Arquez. Clearly something from the training ground. Good. Olte are at 45 minutes as well, so that should line up very nicely. Ixie into Arquez, looking for the strike partner. Ricky Jorginho again does very, very well. Dex steps in, picks up the loose ball. Didash down the line to Machiavelli, who runs the channel well, but Broco is there. Down the line it goes. And Marv this time steps in, rope pressing very well. And at the moment, both defences, both goalkeepers on top. Don't forget this is the second half. 50 minutes in, but my dodgy maths means we're 60 minutes into the game. Broku. Chisato finds Franklin Saint. Dieguto. Oh, tries to squeeze it through to Chisato. And I don't think Arquez wanted that. I think he was just trying to get up in support. So the ball's going to come back to Casapia. Hands it off to the gaffer. But that's Johnny. Threats of going down. Didn't. Arguably too honest from Banas Jolly. Peppo clears it. Which, needed to be quick on his feet there. And he did slightly dance. It's going to come straight back at them though with Phoenix. Franklin Saint gets a second stab at it. A third stab at it. Ends up in the back of the net. And it is that man, Peirotio, who was so dangerous during pre-season. Once again, right place, right time. Pops it away, and this game was crying out for a goal. We got it in the second half. Don't be fooled by that clock. It is 1-0 to Casapia. Game on. Arquez looking to squeeze it through. Is this going to put a rocket up Rope now? And they need it, to be fair. They've not been bad, but they've not been at their free-flowing best for sure. And I think even the most die-hard Rope fan will tell you that. However, the game was on a knife edge, and it was Peirotio who put Casapia a goal to the good, and now they might be a second goal up, and they are. Phoenix, that is sensational, son. Left foot curls it into the top corner, doubles the lead for Casapia. Look at this. What an angle we've got on our hands there. Nothing the keeper could do about it there. Just watched it, as did we. Sensational stuff from the Portuguese. And Rope, we said they need a rocket. They might very well need 2 rockets. And Casapia have come out in this second half absolutely purring. But Nas Johnny looking to put this game to bed. A third would do it. Went down again. This time did go down. This time it wasn't a foul. Arquez on the overlap is Didash. Down the line it goes to Machiavelli. They need to feed those two. Ixie. Good press from Rope, but Casapia, I was going to say, Casapia were playing through it. They tried to go back for more. Ixie near post. Chisato, great work from him. Down the line to Broku. Yeah, Dieguto. There's that experience and the class you need from just someone taking the sting out of the game. You've got Chisato in there. You've got Dieguto in there. Chisato makes the tackle and Diego just takes the sting out of the game. It's exactly what they needed. It was getting a bit ping-pongy. They were giving the ball away a lot in dangerous areas. And that's what you get when you've got 2 very experienced centre midfielders in there. And Casapia on top here. 2 goals to the good with 10 minutes left to go. Rope needs something, and it needs something quick time. But they've got to defend this corner first. In no rush, as you would imagine. Ball does eventually come in straight into Peppo's loving hands. Good distribution from him. Down the line it goes. Great ball to Machiavelli. It just strayed, but that was looking dangerous. Again, we said that Rote are very good at mixing their weapons. They can play direct. They can play on the counter-attack. And they were inches away from setting off on one of those infamous counter-attacks there. Dieguto back to one of the goal scorers, one of the 2 goal scorers. It must be refreshing when you're a gaffer and your front 2 get a goal each. What they would give for that, and oh wow, AMB once again a fantastic save. And I was just about to say it. It looks like Rote are going to be halfway there to doing that themselves. A world-class save. The reactions of a cat. AMB, not for the first time today, makes another sensational save. It's such fine margins at this level. It really, truly is. That would have made for a very interesting last 4 or 5 minutes, but instead it's Casapia looking to really put this game to bed, put some icing on the cake. Marv does well, good feet. Rote know it's now or never, and even then it's going to be very, very hard work to get something out of this game. But Arquez breaks into the box. He's held on to it somehow. I have absolutely no idea. And AMB once again one-handed against the post, holds onto the ball from an Arquez power shot from inches away. It's insane. Great work from him. But that's Johnny. Puda byline. Oh, squared it across. It's 6s and 7s. It's absolute pinball in there. They managed to get it away, but there is confirmation of the full-time whistle. Not half-time. Full-time whistle. It is Casapia 2. Rote 0. Both goals coming in that second half, but I mean, A and B, we really do just need to look into some of those saves, because take nothing away from the team performance. I thought Casapia were good value for the win in the end, But some of those saves, my sweet baby Jesus. Peppo, they'll be so silly. They'll be so silly. Yeah, there it is, boys and girls. I mean, we're unfortunate to get kicked out of halftime. It did spark back into life in the second half, which is good, because sometimes they can kind of just turn into a bit of a drab match when you have to get back into it. But I guess that's what happens when you give everyone full stamina again in the second half. And yeah, congratulations to Cassiopeia. Like I said, I thought they were very good value for the win in the end. And again, I don't think even the most hardcore Rote fan can really begrudge that. What you can begrudge, though, is a 10 out of 10 performance from the man between the sticks, because it was sensational stuff. And some of those saves, I mean, we know the goalkeepers have had a buff. We get it. But we're at the top level now where the goalkeepers are already world class. And when you mix those two things together, that's what you get. That is what you get. You just get world-class saves, and some of those were insane. Need to make a highlight reel of those. Right. Confirmation, Alte 3, Iron Hawks 1. A great result for Alte. They march into this fourth and final game of the night on the back of a win. Thank you very much, Peppo. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't ever be a stranger, and good luck in the next game and the rest of the season, obviously. I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon, though. We love having the Rote boys on the channel. Right, move my fat head out the way so we can see the home side. Alte Esports fresh off that 3-1 win. Ballers for days. I think the main talking point is Wembanyama, aka Raton SJ. He's playing in centre midfield. One of the best, most well-renowned strikers in pro clubs is playing centre midfield, which means Iske and Joker must be very good. They must be very good. You got Gio Sol and Alvaro in midfield, and Ladis Jr. and Carlos. By the way, Carlos Corrales, he's swiftly making a name for himself as one of my favourite wide midfielders, by the way. Very, very good player. And you've just got two wide midfielders who just complement this team very, very nicely. Hilem and Valdi we know very, very well as well. Loru and Alvarez make up the final positions in that Alte side. Let me just go and let the boys know we can kick off whenever they are ready, because we are good to go. Let's make sure this is 1080p as well, because we got used to that fine dining in the last game. Right, everyone knows we're ready, so we can go back to Zurich. Zurich's an interesting one because they're not a side. The Zurich side are not a side that I've seen, but they've got a lot of players that we recognise, and a lot of players that seem to have just left some very, very big clubs, so the likes of One Mind, etc. And I don't think they're a side to be messed with here, considering some of the players they've got, and I'll pick out a few for you. It's Pio at centre-half, one of the best in the business. Simo, again, a CDM who you can just rely on as well. And Miraculous, who I think was going to sign for Focus at one point. But we do need to give a massive shout out to that man at central centre-back. He has come over from England to play in Italy. And it is that man, Connor McCabe. He is the central centre-back for Zurich tonight. And he's going to have a lot on his hands. We don't know too much about Iska, and we know about Joker. But the fact that they're keeping Wembanyama out of the striker position, I mean, if I was playing centre back, I would be a little bit nervous. It might very well be a scare tactic, I don't know, but what I do know is this one's going to be an absolute banger. So make sure you stick around for the next 15-20 minutes or so. Hopefully we get straight in. Alte are ready. We are just waiting for Zurich to confirm. Kun Aguero, good evening to you, sir. Thank you very much for swinging by. How are you getting on tonight over at QPR? We'll have to try and get you boys on. I'm glad to see you're playing a lot higher up where you belong this game cycle. Tired of seeing you in the lower leagues. tired of seeing you down there. Nothing from Zurich at the moment. They may very well be in another game. Let's go and check on them, because they actually didn't respond when we tagged them earlier on. So just want to make sure they are still playing ball, because you just never know. From what we've seen tonight, they're just waiting on a few. They are just waiting on a few. They've got Sassy on their bench. I'm going to keep this stream on just to see where he's playing. I mean, both of them in 1080p as well, so we could go with either one. But I'm just looking at the team sheet now. I mean, Sassy is a player who we know very, very well. He has been in the scene for a very long time, giving us many a baller build over the years. But is currently sat on the bench. Noisy is currently sat in centre midfield. Maybe that leaves space for Sassy, and I'll pop it on so you can see it for your own eyes. Confirmation of the starting. I mean, there's 10 there. Sassy up front with Gaglia. Simo playing that CDM role. Noisy drops down to be a box-to-box along with Remind Daddle. And there is Miraculous, who we saw a lot of in pre-season because he was playing for Focus. A very, very good player. And you can see what a coup that would have been had Delosa's Focus signed him. However, he has gone to Zurich, and now he has the biggest honor of all. You are welcome. We make dreams come true on this channel. Right, Alte have gone for the Liverpool kit, and that looks like the Napoli kit. They've swapped it up. 1-3 drawn one. Wow. Good hustle, my friend. Good hustle. Right then, let's get this fourth and final game underway for you boys and girls at home. It's our main event of the evening. The main event of the evening. It's gonna be a banger. Off we go. Alte in the cream kit. Why do I do this to myself? Why I get myself all hyped up just to be hurt. Just to be hurt. I mean, I'll jump into the Discord to see if they report anything being naughty, but 300 ping, apparently. Everyone happy to restart. I mean, what can you do? What, you know, everyone's on time. We're pretty good for time, to be fair. But yeah, not much you can do when that happens. I take you back to 10-15 minutes ago. When I was complaining about the EA servers. But yeah, there is confirmation of Sassy. I mean, who was trying to leave Sassy out of the team anyway? I know there's ballers for days on this side, but don't leave Sassy out. I mean, it should be coming in anytime soon, simply because we'll go on this stream for good luck, shall we? I mean, whoever's playing at home, really, I do believe it's Alte, so I'll stay with them. It was one of the Zurich players who had 300 pings, so I think we'll stay here. I think we made a good choice. Just waiting for invite to be sent. Nothing coming through. Oh, happy to wait. Happy to wait. I saw both cam builds on your channel. Which one would you say is better? To be honest, we're trying to to use some of these different archetypes. I know it's not always possible to do that. You've kind of got there's not, we don't do metas, basically, is what I'm trying to say. We don't do metas. So I wouldn't say, you know, this is the best build I've ever seen for whatever position. It's very much watching these games and finding players who play similarly to you. So my advice is always, when you see a build, there's the reason why I said this in one of the comments the other day. The reason we put the player name, tell you about them in the video, and put their team name down in the video description is so you can go and check them out yourself, because there's no point in saying this is the best build since sliced bread when it's a cam build. He's 5'4", but your team like playing 5'10", 6 foot, or your manager dictates that you need to have a 6 foot cam. So there's no one size fits all, and there's certainly no meta builds on our channel. I don't think there is a meta build, if I'm totally honest anyway. There hasn't been since FIFA 23 in my honest and humble opinion. Otherwise we would just see all of these boys using the same build, and that is not the case whatsoever. So a very, very long way of saying take your pick, basically. The good thing about baller builds is you're never going to get a duffer, because it's what the top players are using. So it is what it is. It does what it says on the tin, basically. It's a very long answer. I'm very sorry. I mean, it had to be a long answer because we're still not in the game. If the game had kicked off, I probably would just give you a one-word answer. But no, try them both. And if you don't have time, or you don't have the coins to pay for both, then definitely just do some quick research, because I think at this stage, every one of the baller builds on our channel, we would have watched every single one, because that's kind of where we get the builds from. So go and watch their games, either on this channel or on Pro Clubs Weekly. Right then, Wembayama playing centre midfield. Make it make sense. It may very well make sense. I mean, the goalkeeper's not moving. That's just not great, is it? All the players are backing out again. It may very well have to be a third time lucky. If anyone else wants to ask me any questions about baller builds, then Dominic, you kept me talking for that time, so more than happy to field more questions in the absence of Domino. Yesterday, when Domino was here, we went straight through. In fact, we were having to catch up with teams because they were going far too quick. Tonight has been an absolute shower. It's been an absolute shower, and it always happens when he's not here. He's there, fiddling with the servers, making me look bad. Right, third time lucky, hopefully. Zurich really struggling with this one tonight. I mean, it's no secret at all that, one, a lot of players struggle to get into games anyway, but two, a lot of Italian. Yeah, oh, for sure, mate, for sure. A lot of Italian players specifically. It's been well documented. And again, EA have been busy just writing their Halloween cards, so we'll just keep doing this. I mean, the good thing that we've seen tonight is when we've had to wait for games, it's been worth it. At least teams have put on a show for us. Is it not if I just quickly go across to see how the boys are getting on? 4-0. Come on, the boys. Come on, the boys. New series of that coming out tomorrow, by the way. LeBerry PCW on Pro Clubs Weekly. Every Wednesday. Right, plugs aside. Yeah, good luck for it. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly, because the more you kind of reset it, the more pressure there is to actually just go through with it, and I don't think that's fair. No one should be playing on silly pings. It needs to be as fair as possible, but hey, when you're at the third time of trying. Can't even find the bloody team now. Wow. We're taking this to new heights. Zurich have pinged us a query whether or not they should host, and then we just basically reverse the fixture, which I don't think would be a bad shout, considering this is a promoted match. But we'll see. We'll see. Third time lucky and all that. If we don't get in, then that may very well be the case, because this is a match we want to see. We want to see Olte. We also definitely want to see Zurich as well. So fingers crossed. There's a lot at stake here, boys and girls, because if we don't get in, then we may very well have to swap over the fixtures, and nobody wants to do that. It's a real pain. Right, all eyes on the boys in blue. Hopefully, we see them all moving. Ugh. Ugh, some of them aren't moving. A lot of them aren't moving. He's gone. It's not happening. It is not happening. Joker puts it away. Right, let's go sort this out. Let's go sort this out. We may very well be at a stalemate here. The question has been posed whether or not that Zurich can host, but I don't think it's been taken too lightly. I mean, every single game Zurich have sent pictures of their lag. But it was no worse than what Santana and Torment were going through. yeah, we can maybe try and find a new game, because Alte are just not responding at all. Right, let me have a look. That would have been a good game. It's 58 minutes in though. We kind of need... I think everyone's probably going to be finishing their games, which is a real pain. Okay. Hold the phone. After all that, like a phoenix from the ashes. We may very well be getting a game. I mean, I feel like McCabe cursed it by saying good luck for when we finally get in. There it is. They've received. Let's see if we can... I mean, I'm on the wrong stream now, aren't I, really? We really want to be following Zurich. That's Banass Johnny. Where is Zurich? Zurich. There you are. I mean, they haven't gone in yet, so that's good. He says. It's been one of those nights. It has been one of those nights. Who'd do it, hey? Who would do it? Like I said, it's been well documented. Checking out some of the Liberia results. It was a good night for the boys. See Sammy winner. Get in there. What a hero. What a hero. Right. Here we go. I imagine this will be the last time of trying. I think it might be my last time of trying. Because this has been trying, but like I said, should be worth it. Should be worth it. Alte going for that Liverpool kit. Zurich in the blue. Napoli versus Liverpool. Let's do this. Final one of the night. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone at home, cross everything you've got and more. Because I want to watch a game of football now. It's what I came for. I feel like I've been cheated at the moment. 21. I can already see someone's not in. Are they going to carry on? I mean, they're not backing out. I think they're going for it. They've got an any. At this level is wild, by the way. Ladis Jr. into the box, stabs it in there. Nope, now they're doing it. I don't know why we waited. Zurich having issues tonight, which means we are having issues tonight. Back to the ticket we go. What a night. What a night. Nothing going on in the ticket. Nothing in the chat. We can't work it out. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if they'd had issues before this game. But like I said, a lot of these guys are based in Italy, so they seem to be the ones having a lot of issues at the moment. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, what can you actually physically do about it? You don't really want to go around defaulting sides through no fault of their own, you know? There's been no communication, so what's happening is unknown. But both sides are still in the lobby. Try again. I'm not going to get my hopes up, though. It's the only time I'm not going to get my hopes up, in the hope that that reverse psychology works. Zurich haven't even bothered to pick the blue kit again this time. That's how hopeful they are. Right. Is this the 5th time? 4th time? 5th time? Either way. Everything crossed. If we get to this game and it's 0-0 now, I'm going to be fuming. Right. I didn't see the number. I forgot to check, but I can already see someone's not gone in. What's the limit on how many times you could try? What a save that is, by the way. Yeah, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 or 6 are gone. Good header. Right. I'm not sure when the white flag comes out, but it's probably soon. I don't really know what to say. I've never seen it like this in all my commentary days or playing days. I've never not been able to get into a game like this. Alte just messaged saying, WTF, bro. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's frustrating, I get it. I think Zurich are off skis. I did also check just to see if there were any EU games that weren't played or played late, but I think all of them have been played. So unless they dig this one out of the ashes, which, judging by Zurich's latest response, is unlikely. The problem is they've all got domestic games to go and play as well. So it's almost a bit like if this was the end of the night, then you could maybe try a couple more times, but we ain't got all night, quite frankly. I mean, I feel like we've been robbed a little bit because that was going to be an absolute belter of a game. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. One more check at Discord, but nothing's happening, nothing's being reported, no one's responding to anything. I mean, I guess the annoying thing for Alte is they kept getting into games and they were fine. There's not really much you can do when your opposition is literally on ridiculous pings, you know, so I get it from both sides, but all it's going to do is they're just going to have to reschedule this game for another time, and it just adds to an already chock-a-block schedule. I do think the smart thing here would have just been to flip the fixture and get it done, because all we've done now is sit here for half an hour, which I'm sure has been great viewing, by the way. Apologies for that. And again, only tends to happen when I'm by myself. But more to the point, we've been robbed of a great game, which is the frustrating thing. Let's see if Zurich aren't in an Italy game yet, but I feel like they've got someone new in to play right midfield. It's just a stalemate. I feel like both teams are just waiting to see what the other does, because nobody wants to get defaulted. No one wants to be the one at blame. But like I said, I think there was a quick fix to this. From a neutral point of view anyway. I'm sure both teams have got their rhyme and reason for doing what they're doing. It all truly just comes back down to the fact that make a game that works, you know? Make a game that works, And then we don't have this issue. Admin's on it now, so I might be able to give you a bit of an update. But I imagine it will just get rescheduled because what can you do? One team can't get in. One team doesn't want to flip reverse. I mean, yeah, Yasin's come in now to play centre midfield. Wembyama's gone up front. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I can see the amount of tickets. Wow. Wow. No wonder the admins are busy. I'm still... right, we're going to find out what's going on now because there's a request come in, and if it's not Zurich, then we can just sack this off, basically. It's not... Right, well, we tried, boys and girls, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they get into a local game, I guess, but it's frustrating because we sat and we waited, and not only that, we waited for what would have been a very good game. So I don't want to end on a low point, but it was a difficult night, and once again EA are at the forefront of that difficulty. Whether or not that's going to change anytime soon, I'm not so sure. Whether or not we can change anything on the VPG side, perhaps so. I thought they were coming out there. But it is what it is. We'll come back on Thursday. We'll report this back. We'll try and work out a way to streamline these things, and we'll just go from there, really. Apologies that it was a bit of a rubbish end to the stream. Between that, there were some absolute bangers. There were some absolute headaches as well. But hopefully it's enough to keep you coming back. Because Thursday night, Domino and I will be back, double teaming it for your third night of the VPG season number 16. And yeah, just I know when times are like this, nobody knows this more than me, but continue to support clubs, especially exclusively competitive 11v11, because it's the only way we're going to get EA to actually do anything about it. So unless you support it, we can't do anything to actually get EA to pay attention to us. So please do keep supporting. It really does mean a lot, whether it's VPG, whether it's Pro Clubs Weekly, whatever you can do to support competitive 11s, please do so. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully you had a lot better luck than those last two teams tonight, and of course some of the other teams tonight. But otherwise, I'm 8ball from Pro Clubs Weekly, and I'll see you on Thursday.